here in February about, together with SAFE, Greyhound Protection League and SPCA, about the Greyhound track, and it was mostly about the animal cruelty involved, because it is actually quite sordid what's going on there. And the board, I remember, made a resolution that it would they'd take it up with council, but so far nothing's happened. There was a Greyhound racing meet a couple of weekends ago, which Dino attended. I didn't actually get there, but we had there was major protests outside it. It's going to keep happening, and I'm just wondering, what's going to happen with this. I've heard more since about the animal cruelty, that the live baiting has been going on, which the Greyhound Racing Association itself says is terrible, but that's the sort of thing that goes on. They'll feed live animals to the greyhounds to help them race. It is actually, as I said, sordid, totally sordid. The other thing that they do is they'll actually dope the animals to help them win, and sometimes to help them lose, because it's all about the gambling revenue. So they'll actually dope animals that are favourites, and then they'll lose. So that's quite dishonest. And coincidentally, today there was a forum at the Papatoetoe Public Library on problem gambling by these groups, South Seas, and I got to talk to them, and they said they would support us in having our petition against the Greyhound racing track at Monaco Superdome from the problem gambling point of view, because the previous people were talking about what's the benefit for the local board for their projects. This one not only has no benefit at all, their owners are often from outside Auckland, but it's actually got a disbenefit, because problem gambling is an issue in South Auckland. It's something that really we shouldn't be encouraging. And I'm here on behalf of Freedom for Animals, but also as a local. I live here, Alexander Street, Papatoetoe, and we're going to be having some public meetings, petitions outside places like Westfield, Manukau, the Otara markets, and we're going to try and get some support and then presenting a petition, because this has got to go sooner rather than later. That's just our view. You know anything?
I only add a little bit. I've been to a place where, when the dogs stop winning, where they go, and it's heartbreaking. They put them in 3 different classes: red, orange, and green. Green, they can be rehomed. Orange is a problem. Red, they can't be. So what happens to them? I should imagine a bullet in the head. Yeah.
Well, thank you both for your presentations today. I'll open up to members for any comments or questions, please.
Thank you.
No? Yep.
Very, very short comment. It's just a comment, just to say, I just admire the passion that you have for what it is that you do, advocating for what your believers, right? My first term on this board, I think I've seen you like twice now, maybe 3 times,
We're not going away.
No, but I just admire people who lives in our community and who believes in something.
Yeah.
So I know I'm not going to give the answer. I'll leave that to the chair to update you on whatever that's been happening, but I just wanted to let you guys both know that.
Thank
you.
you.
For doing what you guys do.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
If there are no further comments or questions from members, I'll just, again, similarly, we can't make any resolution tonight, and we wouldn't be able to make a resolution because we don't have staff advice specifically on the lease itself before us, and so it wouldn't be proper for us to do such a resolution. And so I think that advice will be coming to us shortly, if not next month. But I think our staff will let everyone know that's presented previously when that decision will come about. But my understanding is that there has to be a lot of work that needs to be done around what council could put in place, and that would cost money, and so therefore how do we fund it and so forth. They do have a legal right under the previous lease, and so that's just rolling over, and so it's very difficult for us to say get out of there if we don't have a plan for what's going to happen in its place. And so that's the type of work that's coming to us eventually as a local board, and once we have that advice, then we can make good decisions and make a decision on the lease. But for now, we don't have that advice, and it would be improper for us, in my opinion, to make a resolution as such unfortunately, that does mean that they can exist there and continue to race, and as you've stated in the horrors that you've spoken of, but legally they do have a right to continue to be there until we've made a decision, and at the moment we can't make that decision, but maybe in July. So unfortunately that's not the answer you've been wanting to hear tonight, but we did go back once you emailed us, and the previous group last, I think 2 months ago, also asked us the same question, animal rights one, wanted to see what was happening. Similarly, again, we've gone back to our staff to ask what's the timelines, and so July could be the date when the next business meeting where we will make that decision, or have that advice for us to make a decision.
Okay.
Great,
All
thank
right.
you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks for your
Okay.
time today.
Thank you.
Thanks,
All right.
guys. I'll move from the chair. Need of a seconder, please. Thank you, Debbie.